Today we're going to have a look at a topic called Bidmas. Hopefully you will have all heard of Bidmas. You may have forgotten what it means, but I'm going to recap that with you today. So what Bidmas is a process which describes the order in which we must do mathematical calculations. So perhaps the best way of showing you this is through the use of an example. So if we look at the example 3 plus 4 times 2, I'm going to give you a few seconds to answer that. Okay, and did you get the answer of 14? Well, that's the main way in which people go wrong when answering this type of question. And the reason why we go wrong is because our brain is comfortable at reading from left to right. So we do 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14, okay? But Bidmas actually tells us that this is the incorrect order in which to do the sum. Bidmas, each letter stands for a certain mathematical function, so I'm going to write it down my board. The first one is brackets. I stands for indices, D for division, M multiplication, A and S, as you may have guessed, stand for addition and subtraction. So the top two are higher order skills, the last four hopefully all of you will be comfortable using. Okay, we're going to have a look at the initial example I give you, 3 plus 4 times 2, but this time we're going to look at the order in which we should do the calculations. Okay, so B is the first thing, that's the most important, working all the way down to S, subtraction being the last thing we do. So we ask ourselves, brackets, is there any? No, so we move on. Indices, there's no indices. Division, there's no division, so we keep going. M, multiplication, there is a multiplication sign, so this is the first thing that we deal with. So we've got 4 times 2, so underneath I'm going to write 8. 4 times 2 is 8, I've written the answer underneath. Now this is a good tip, is to write each stage of workings down underneath so that you compress what could be a more difficult sum than this into eventually just one easy thing to either add up or take away, whatever it may be, before you get the answer. So 3 plus 8 is what I'm left with. 3 plus 8 is 11. So multiplication first, then I move on to the next one. Addition is the only other thing I'm left with. Okay, slightly harder, quite similar to be honest. Brackets, there is none. Indices, we haven't got any. Division, I have got, so this is the first thing that I do. I've got 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Moving on, multiplication, I haven't got any. Addition, I haven't got any. Subtraction, the last thing, yeah, that's the only thing I'm left with. 6 take away 5 equals 1. Slightly harder again. Brackets, I have got brackets this time. So anything inside the brackets is what I need to deal with first. What have I got? I've got 3 plus 4 inside my brackets. 3 plus 4 is 7. Then I move on. Indices, haven't got any. Neither have I got any division. Multiplication, I have got the multiplication sign. 7 times by 2 is 14. And last of all, the hardest one I think, 4 times 3 squared. Right, we haven't got any brackets, so we can get that out of the way. Indices we have got. The little squared sign is an example of an indices, okay? Now, 3 squared doesn't mean 3 times 2. It means 3 times by 3, okay? You're times in the number by itself 2 times. So 3 times by 3 is 9. Moving on, division, we haven't got any. Multiplication is the only thing we've got left. 4 times 9 is 36, okay? So Bidmas is quite a straightforward process. The only tip that I give you is to make sure you write each step down clearly underneath each other one at a time and just follow the order that the letters are in.